You will be second. Jags, then Titans. Matt, are you sharing?
Give me a minute to
Share,
I was
man.
just
Jeez.
asking. Jesus.
Jeez.
I was just
Hold on.
asking.
Water.
I don't like that the Trash Talk division has more members than we do.
That's because everybody
Yeah,
thinks that
but
we went away.
yeah, but the other thing is, the trash talk
We're
division
not
is actually
going
filled with a bunch
anywhere.
of stupid people.
Careful.
Yeah.
We're live in their group.
Well, hey, listen, you see
I
my
mean-
name. If you got something to say, my name is right there. I hope I'm pointing to it because Zoom sensitivity is weird.
All right,
But,
ready?
yeah,
We're about to show our faces. So hold on.
Hey Sam, you see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing with my
I
virtual
can't.
background?
I can't.
Hmm?
Oh, you're so funny, Chris Jackson. Wow. LOL.
Just making
Okay,
sure
we're
it's
live.
difficult.
They can see our faces. Hello, everybody.
What
Welcome
it
to
do?
welcome to the AFC South Michael Tessmer battle.
Yes, yes, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Instead of Detroit versus everybody, it's Tessmer versus everybody.
It's literally Tesmer versus everybody.
Somebody said, I have a feeling this is going to be a topic of the podcast tonight. And I said, we have more important things to talk about. And then I shared a Sam Darnold gif.
Zing.
More important.
Well,
So wait a few minutes, give people time to log on. And then we'll get started. Jacoby's on for his first time. He's probably going to be like, what the fuck? I'm never coming back.
Yeah, popping my cherry 2 nights. It's happening. I've been talking about this
Live.
for a while.
We're doing
I've
it
been talking-
live.
Does it? Am I supposed to like censor myself? Like how?
No.
Is that
No.
good?
We tried one time and then we had Clayton House on and it was just like,
No, it was Todd that did it. We were just like, what's the point? There's
yeah,
no
Todd.
point.
Oh no, Todd. Yeah,
So we
Todd
went
is-
from being clean on iTunes to just being explicit. Just didn't even fight it. We didn't even
Hey, if you
fight
don't
it
got
anymore.
the E, are you really doing it right?
That's true. That is true.
Either way, Jacoby, you're gonna have to tell your second cousin Scott to he can't be coming in with a Titans Bears facade, thinking that he gonna be out here just trying to point out people with two teams.
Ooh.
That man had a whole Chicago Bears jersey on, smiling with birthday balloons.
Ooh.
He was like, "That's
I gotta tag him in this.
He had a picture with a Bears. It was a Bears mask and like a Titans beanie.
Oh, but did you see?
man.
They posted the picture. He was in he was in a Brian Urlacher jersey with birthday
Oh,
balloons.
it was a Khalil Mack jersey, bro.
Oh, Khalil Mack.
Even more.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm not going to say any names, but one of our commentators is a huge Matt Ryan fan. And he's a
John
Titans
Hall.
fan.
Why?
Don't
John
say any
Hall.
names. I'm not calling him out, but he's a huge
I am.
It's he's a huge Matt Ryan fan.
Well, we also got another two-teamer as a admin. Mr. Flame Douglas is a hardcore Green Bay Packers fan.
And he also happens to be a Titans fan. So you
Listen,
guys are batting
I
the
can
thousands.
I can understand Tessmer's pain because if the Jaguars left, I don't know if I could be a Jaguars fan.
people have multiple teams.
Now, for me, I didn't follow the crappy ass Titans. I became a Texans fan.
Justin.
If the Jaguars win Sunday, I'm not gonna be a Jaguars fan. I'll tell you that right now.
Justin, if the Jaguars left, would you be a Jaguars fan?
Nah.
No. I would have to be
So,
like
who would he be, Justin? Tampa Bay or Miami?
I would
Neither?
go Atlanta. Yeah. I have more allegiance to Atlanta than I ever would to South Florida.
yeah. It's like
You
the
know
thing
what? I
that
do
was
want
like
the
the
Raiders
thing
to do
growing
that.
up in Jacksonville before we had the team. Everybody was either Dolphins fans, Cowboys fans because it was,
Terrible.
America's team, or Falcons. Like everybody here is Braves fans. You know.
That's not bad. I like the Braves.
Yeah, we know Josh Senior Jr.
Well, I mean,
Stop it. Stop it.
when I feel like not being a cheater, I root for the Braves. But when I feel like being a cheater, I root for the Astros. So, and that's every day of my life.
I mean, that's fair.
We have a
That's
comment
fair.
from the group that says, "Don't let this distract you from the fact that Michael Tesmer is a St. Louis Colt."
Damn.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
yo.
it's that guy. The two-teamer. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, to be honest though, he is a Cardinals fan, a St. Louis Cardinals fan. So I mean, he does like Team St. Louis. He just didn't like the way the Rams.
Is he from California?
The Rams. No, he's not from California. He's from St. Louis.
I think he's from Cali.
I think he went to school in Cali, but he was born in St. Louis.
All right, we got enough people watching now, so let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Jacoby, you have
go.
any questions?
Nope.
All right, cool.
Don't choke.
Let's dance.
Try not to. I can't.
No pressure. No pressure.
Hey, by the way, before you start talking, you have to say yeehaw.
Yeah, when I do introductions, you have to say something stupid like tighten up or something.
It was worth a try. It was worth a try.
All right, here we go. Well, I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing.
You have to hit the green button.
All right, ready? Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the AFC South Fan Battle Podcast, sponsored by Sports Host. My name is Samantha Wernett, co-hosting me. Jesus Christ. Hold on. We'll start that again.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Use your words.
I can't
Round
help it.
3. Let's go.
I did this a couple weeks ago, too. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the AFC South Fan Battle Podcast, sponsored by Sports Host. My name is Samantha Wernett, and co-hosting with me this evening is Chris Jackson.
Hey yo, I have to be unbiased tonight, but you know why I'm here.
We know that's really hard for you. That's okay. I'm really proud of you. Good job.
You know what? That's fine. Okay, just because you can read words on the screen, I don't care. I don't care.
I don't have any words on the screen. I wish I did.
We all have teleprompters.
I can't help that these burns just roll off my tongue. I don't need a teleprompter. Just like,
That's not words. That's drool. That's drool.
listen, just because. Never mind. Let's move on. And representing the Jags this evening is Justin Gonzalez.
Sam Darnold for MVP Pro Bowl for the next 10 years. Done. Book it.
That's good. I like that you say that because our commentator Harish thinks that the Colts need to pick him up, so it's even better. Anyways,
No.
Do it.
joining us for the Colts this evening, we have Josh Senior.
Was good.
Joining us for the Titans, we have Jacoby Covington. Covington.
Covington. Yeah.
Covington. Fancy.
Yeah. Tighten up. Only like one team. You know, I'm that guy. You know.
So unlike all the other Titans commentators, you are a fan of only the Titans?
No. All of the people on the South Battle page. I only have one team.
Oh, everybody. Because I would like to mention I only have one
Whoa.
team.
On that page that have multiple teams. Apparently that's the thing now. I don't know.
Not me. Not me.
And I respect all the Jags fans. You guys have been through some tough years, and yet you're still here. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're here a lot more than JT Faulkner Sr.
what's
Shots
that guy?
fired.
One guy that went to dinner with his family and never came back.
Suave Walker.
So
Hey, he owes me $100. I'm still waiting on that. Every 6 months,
Social
I'm
plug.
like, man,
That's
you
why.
know,
That's why I brought it up, bro. That's why I brought it up. You know,
number anything.
That's all right. Somebody owes Josh Douglas 1,000. I forget. Oh, Lee Vern Hall owes Josh Douglas 1,000, and he won't even join the group. I've invited him like 3 times. Yeah.
I mean, for
I
good
did too.
reason.
I
And
did
joining us for the Texans, we have Matthew Briggs.
off season 2021. Let's do it. Let's go. Excited.
That's like the same thing that the Jaguars say. Looking forward to April. Woo!
Hey, I'm not. I can't look forward to April because I have no draft picks. But I'm looking forward to coaching changes. Let's do it.
Well, guys, NFL news this week. Of course, a lot of the teams are looking for, GM and head coach positions. There's still, and it keeps resurfacing, the rumor that the Jaguars are looking at Urban Meyer for head coaching position. And I think he's a Trevor Lawrence fan, is what I was reading. I don't know. This is just it's too soon to tell. It's not, I don't know. I don't know if I even like that anyway. But the Texans also are looking for a head coach, and, both are looking for a general manager. And, what have you guys heard from, Houston camp? There's been some rumors about some people who have interviewed, and very quickly go over that so we don't have to trinkle in, because this is the NFL news portion, and we can elaborate more later during your segment. But go ahead, Matt. Tell us about the Texans and who they've interviewed.
Right now, so far for the GM, I can never pronounce his name right. Jabarza. He's the team head of personnel. So they're giving him a shot at being GM from the inside of the Texans organization, which is a big. But moving on, head coach, we got Caldwell, former Colts and Lions, which everybody is hating it, but I wouldn't mind it.
That's a great pickup.
I think so too. But we got a lot scheduled, so hopefully. When we talk about the Texans, I'll go on that a little bit more, but let's do it. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I think Justin's has the same energy that I do. Like, let's go. Come on, let's lose these next 2 games. Let's get it out of here. Let's move on. Come on.
The bottom feeders are happy.
Hell yeah, we're happy. Shit.
It's just really ironic, Josh Sr., that you come on this podcast very confident when you don't really sound like that at the beginning of the year.
Well,
Ooh, hey man.
I was confident. I was confident. I wasn't planning on going 1-15, but I'm excited for 10-4. I'm excited for 10-4 right now.
Who was at the 7-16 though? Was that Gerald? Somebody had the Titans going 16-0. I forget who it
might
was.
have been. It might have been Gerald. I know. On the podcast, I think
Or
it
was
was
it
like
Flame?
week
That was
2
Cherry.
or 3. I think it was 2 or 3. No, Cherry said that they were going 14-2.
That's right.
That's because when he's in the group, we have Flame Douglas, but when he's on the podcast, he's like actually level-headed, and then we
He's
call him
Jonathan
Jonathan.
Douglas.
Then he's Jonathan.
Yeah.
So
Jonathan. Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I totally skipped this part. So before we go any further, I do want to mention our sponsors, Sports Host, because I'm awful. They have a NFL tournament going on. They go by division every week. It's at 7:15 Eastern time on the Sports Host app. And also right now they're looking for admins to create and run the NBA groups within the app. So if you are interested, or if you're a super fan of any of the NBA teams, reach out to me, Matt, Harish, or look for the information on the AFC South page, or the AFC South Fan Battle page, or the AFC South Fan Battle podcast page for more information. I literally say that so much that I can't,
You can't words.
I can't.
get you.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's
this
Christmas. Christmas has got me messed up.
This week is the.
Pam, you were like this before Thanksgiving.
It's Christmas. Like
This week
just
is-
thinking
is
about
the,
Christmas and listen, I do hair for a living, so this has been a crazy week leading up to this, and I'm tired. And you know what? I turn a year older in 2 days, so maybe I have dementia. We don't know.
Look,
You didn't drop
And it was
how old-
Matt's birthday a couple days ago, Josh Senior's birthday a couple days ago. There's a lot going on. There's a
Yep.
lot. Happy birthday, guys.
roll.
Appreciate it.
This week is the second best South in the NFL. It's the NFC South. Like Sam said, December 27th, Sunday. So if you think you know NFC South trivia, join up. I mean, I know there are probably gonna be a lot of Titan fans on there because they have second teams. So there's your chance to rep your.
That's
Direct
NFC
your
North
second-
apparently because we got a Bears and Packers
True.
fan.
True that.
Yeah, like
Just gonna skip
it's
over
literally just
So we're just gonna skip over Tesmer, the Colts fan.
hey, listen, that's fine. But last time I checked, 2 was more than 1, and that 2 were both Titans fans.
Who's the other Titans fan?
All of
Flame
them.
Douglas and Scott.
Yeah.
Does Flame don't like the Packers? There ain't
He
no.
said-
way.
Yes, he do.
Look, look,
Yes,
said
he
he
do.
did.
Hey,
How
there-
does Flame go so hard on the page, but likes the
Because
I'm
that's
gonna
what
tell
I'm
you,
saying, Jacoby. You
I
don't
got
understand. You don't understand.
we got-
On the page, he's Flame. But if you've ever listened to a podcast episode that has Flame, well, air quotes for the radio, on the podcast,
It's Jonathan.
he's Jonathan because that's his legal name, and he's like, I'm telling you. No,
So who is
Look,
it?
he's
I,
crazy.
I got
going for this weekend?
It's like Jacqueline, Mr. Hyde. No lie.
I got receipts, Jacoby. I'll prove it to you.
I
Flame
guess,
Doug-
we got 2. It is what it is.
Well, besides that, besides that in
at least
NFL,
you're only a fan of one team.
besides that in NFL news, guys, this week, week 15 was lit. Week 15 was lit.
Dude.
Like
Dude.
so,
Jesus Christ.
best week, especially for the Jags. This is the best week. but it-
Steelers Bengals last night. Like what? What happened? What happened to the Steelers? Like what happened to them?
They play decent teams.
Yeah.
The Bengals?
The Bengals?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. So it started. So the thing is, you have the Bills who they lost to pretty convincingly. They lost to the Bengals, but the thing is, the Bengals are still in that same boat. The Bengals are in their division. People who know you, who play you twice a year, are definitely going to be way more likely to play you a little bit tougher because they know who you are.
Hold on. I have to stop you right there. This is a fine argument coming from a Colts fan because they lost week 1 to the Jaguars. I'm just saying.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
Fantastic. So then on top of that, so are the Raiders better than the Chiefs?
Well,
No.
hold on. No. Answer me this.
But that's
And-
like
and-
completely
the goalpost.
different. The Steelers were.
They're in the same division.
Answer me
All right,
this,
hold
though,
on.
Chris. Answer me this, Chris. Are the Bengals better than the Titans?
Did the Bengals
Yeah.
beat the Titans?
Yes, it did.
So the thing is, at that point, it's just they were better than them on that particular game. You can look at it
No.
however you want to.
No.
So,
At the
so
end
you
of the
can-
day, football is an athletic sport, but it is also a mind sport, right?
Yeah.
If the
Okay.
Titans-
The Jaguars literally beat the Colts at home the last 5 years.
and
So
that's
going into
fine.
that, everybody knows that, but, right?
You gotta
And
come to
that's
Indy.
not-
You gotta come to Indy.
Who was that head coach? That the famous quote. That famous quote that says they are who we thought they were. Remember that
Denny
one?
Green.
Dennis Green.
Denny
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah,
Dennis Green.
That's who that's why the Steelers lost because they are who we thought they are. They're a team that got lucky in the first half and is now showing what they truly are. They played a horrible schedule. They got bailed out by the refs quite a bit of times, and they played a Bill O'Brien Texans team. They're not that great of a team. They're not.
That Steelers team
Let's
is
hope-
not the same team that the Titans played earlier in the year. It looks completely
Let's-
different. The offense
But
is-
I mean,
run the ball.
Justin, let's hear your feedback on
Yeah,
this
I'll
because you're
agree.
awfully quiet. Let's hear it. What happened in the Steelers?
I think the Ravens exposed them a couple of weeks before they played the Bengals, and everyone's catching on to it at this point.
That's
to be
kind of what happened
honest.
with the Chiefs last season, right?
Yeah, I don't think the Steelers
exposed the Colts exposed the
lucky-
Raven or the Chiefs last year. It was the same thing.
Yeah, well, it was actually the Redskins. Excuse me. Let me backtrack a little bit. It was actually the Redskins that exposed some stuff with the Steelers, and I think everyone is catching on at this point. I don't think the Steelers are a bad team by any means. I think they're probably in the top 5, but yeah, they got to figure out something else to do with their offense to keep up. And losing Devin Bush is a lot bigger impact than what people thought in the run game.
And Dupree. Dupree was a big loss too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and Joe, I think Joe Hayden set out too. If I'm not, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think Joe Hayden set out too. So you have 3 starters that are at the skill positions there that I think probably helped.
TJ had a
them
concussion.
Okay,
TJ had a
see, there you
concussion.
go.
But you can also look at that team and you can see it's just like there's a formula to beat them. It's just like all you need to do is just make sure that you generate a good enough pass rush to get to Big Ben. He's going to make mistakes and he's going to make them throw in places he doesn't want to. They have no run game, so they're
Steelers can't run the ball. They can't.
They're depending on the pass more so than anything else. So I mean, if you do that, you're fine.
My opinion, Browns are better than Steelers. On all around football, Browns are better. They can run the ball. They got a decent passing offense, and their defense they're healthier. So
yeah, I still like. So the thing is, the only edge that I think the Steelers have right now on anything is probably when it comes to coaching. But the thing is, that Browns team has been talented for years. They just can never get it together.
Yeah, it was coaching.
I mean, I think
say right now, if the Browns play the Steelers in the playoffs, the Browns are going to smoke them just because of that run game. In a good position.
They play in week 17.
Who was it? John was on last week, and me and Hurry started telling him if the Browns play the Chiefs right now and they play that smash mouth football, I think the Browns can beat the Chiefs. I really do.
Well, the Browns got a couple.
I'm not going that far.
Well, listen, we got a more important
Sorry.
game to talk about. This is the AFC South.
Okay.
You better not say Jaguars.
No, the most important game to talk about for Week 15 because it actually affects the AFC South. Come on.
Jets versus Rams.
Not only are they the holder of our 2-year number 1 pick, who was a loudmouth little biatch, who talked a lot of crap about the other team's quarterback, yet exposed him. That's Jalen Ramsey and Sam Darnold. But the yet-to-win Jets beat the Rams.
Oh, it makes sense now. Not only did y'all get the first-round pick, but you did this because you wanted to beat Jalen Ramsey.
Redemption.
Hold on, Jalen Ramsey beat himself, though.
That was payback for all that crap you talked about Sam Darnold. Does he look like trash now, Jalen?
I mean, yeah, he still does, but I mean, he didn't play like trash.
Reach wants him as a quarterback really bad.
Well, that's Farish.
If I didn't have Deshaun Watson, I would too. The dude don't have a line or any weapons. Like you put him on the Colts team, he's gonna be deadly, studly.
Well, he's gonna be throwing interceptions with an O-line, like.
Yeah, everybody forgets the whole "I'm seeing ghosts" thing. Like that wasn't anything to do with his weapons.
He never had a line.
I hate USC quarterbacks. I don't care what you say. Carson Palmer's maybe the exception. USC quarterbacks, absolutely not.
Jim Plunkett, come on now, won 2 Super Bowls.
Justin, how do you feel about the Jets? How do you feel?
I apologize. Can we talk about somebody who I wasn't breastfeeding at the time to see?
That's funny.
Justin, how do you feel about the Jets win?
I think it's literally the most poetic thing that a Jalen Ramsey team loss gives us the potential to draft a generational quarterback. I don't think there's anything more poetic than all of the BS that he put us through last year in either playing, getting traded, to have his team lose and then potentially get him. I was sitting on the couch in Jacksonville at my brother's house watching the Rams Jets game, and they were up like 20-3. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna happen. And then they started to come back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not gonna happen. And then it happened, and I just jumped up from the chair and just screaming, just banging everything in the place.
I was completely shocked. It was awesome. I wasn't sure at the time with us having the same record how that worked. And then, they started coming out with the strength of schedule thing. It was great. I think the only thing that could have made that better is I don't know if you guys remember us talking about it a couple weeks ago, but the Jaguars went on a full-blown voting blast to try to get Yannick Ngakoue voted into the Pro Bowl, because then we got a 4th round instead of a 5th, and that didn't happen. He didn't get voted in. He didn't make the
But
Pro Bowl.
don't y'all still have another first round from the Rams for that?
We
Rams
do.
trade?
Yeah.
25th pick as of today.
Dude, that's gotta be tough on Ramsey. Terrible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Not
he's
really.
crying
He
into
just got
his.
paid.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure he's
doesn't-
crying into his $1 million contract. Like, come on, he doesn't care.
He's wiping his tears
He
with
still
$100
he still
bills.
talks about us though. He freaking he loves us. It's as much as he says he doesn't, because the Jags fans are just on him all the time on Twitter, and he's like, "Yeah, you're welcome."
I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to his stats, but I did read somewhere on I think PFF that he is like one of the low grade cornerbacks this year. Like he has not been doing great at all.
Oh,
Like he's getting burnt a lot.
I mean, it's just like what Justin called the whole Leonard Fournette thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, garbage. I mean, he got 2 touchdowns this week, but he's still trash. I mean,
Some-
if you give someone a bunch of carries with, a ton of work, they're going to hit something at some point. Somebody's trash.
I mean, a lot of times it's all about support. Like, just because you play together, there's no I in team, But it's true.
A broken clock's right twice a day. That's all
right.
I gotta say.
That's right. But a lot of times, like, these guys are all like, "Oh, I'm the one who makes this team. I'm gonna go on national television and talk about every single quarterback in the NFL. Like, I'm the best thing that's happened to this league." And then, I mean, cool, you got paid a lot of money, but we're better off without you. Same thing.
Yeah,
No,
I miss
who
that
am I
guy.
kidding?
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
miss-
crying. We don't have any of that defense. Let me move on. Anyways,
Yeah, I was about to say,
I
it's
miss-
just like you're not saying that honestly.
right. Y'all missed the man.
That's not coming from a place of sincerity. You are dying on the inside.
I honestly
Right.
wasn't really that upset about Ramsey, but like everything else that followed, I was just like, But now Dave Caldwell's gone, so let's move on. Any other NFL news? Go ahead.
Kevin Green died at age of 58. He played for the
Yeah.
Patriots, Packers, and Steelers. He was a great linebacker.
Sad.
So far, they're
Rest
saying
in peace.
so far they're saying it was due to COVID, but I don't think that's why. I think it's CTE. But oh well.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
Is there any positive NFL news? Probably not.
I mean, only for you guys. That's it. You Jags fans. That's the only positive news.
Well,
I mean, to be determined. We still are at war, Con versus the city of Jacksonville, and they vote on that in January. I don't foresee that not going Con's way because they're going to kiss his ass to give him what he wants, but we'll know more about that later, I guess.
Yep.
But anyways, moving on, let's get into the games. Justin, you're first with the Jaguars. Give us a recap of that game. Where do you see us going from here? I know we just touched on that. You did a mock draft. So I'd love for you to say say on the podcast what your mock draft picks were, and
Sure.
then we'll move on.
Yeah. So long story short with the game, I'll keep it short and sweet. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, my bad. To keep it short and sweet with the game, we got stomped by the Ravens. Minshew rolled out there, did okay. You know what I mean? Nothing great. But James Robinson got hurt in the fourth quarter with the ankle injury. Don't know if he's going to play this weekend. But the offense just looks out of sync. DJ Chark, I think 4 catches for like 53 yards. We got stomped, and I'm glad we did. And I hope we get stomped next week and the following week. And then, we're in this position to get my precious right here. My precious. I'm like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. My precious. So
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening.
oh, it's happening. It's
It's
trust me.
written. It's written.
And
It's written on the wall. It's done.
Yeah, and this is what I think you do, right? The Jaguars, if you're going to be smart about it, just go ahead. You've already sent in CJ Henderson, You're already sitting Josh Allen. Just go out there, sit DJ Chark. Go out there, sit James Robinson. It's 2 games. Who cares? Our young guys don't have any incentive laced contracts if they get this many touches, that kind of stuff. Let's keep all those guys healthy. So when we do draft this guy, Trevor Lawrence, that everyone's healthy going into the season, and we set ourselves up for success. So thank you, Sam Darnold, my Pro Bowl vote of the year, all Madden team, all Century team, whatever you want to call them. All right, just give him the award. All right, because I didn't think the Jets were going to win a game this year, but Sam Darnold went out there and did what he, because he's playing for a contract too, right? So he wants to go out there and win. So you can't really blame him, but he went out there and did what we needed to do. So, it's that time of the year where you kind of get pumped up because of Trevor Lawrence, the potential of drafting. You start doing mock drafts. I've kind of started it. I did one.
Kinda.
It's literally my favorite part of football is the draft. Don't say it's because I'm a Jaguar fan. Okay, that's not the case. All right?
I didn't say that, but all signs point to
Right. You were thinking about it, but anyways, I usually do pretty extensive mock drafts and stuff like that. And I think last year I hit on like 5 of the, I can't remember, 7 or 8 picks we had. I hit on 5 of them in my mock draft of what we actually drafted. So going into it, in that mock draft this year, obviously Trevor Lawrence. I've done a couple now, so I can't absolutely recall which one that Sam's referencing to, but I took Sean Wade, the corner from Ohio State, big guy, 6'1", like 215 pounds, to go opposite of CJ Henderson. Dylan Moses, 2nd round pick, and then just going through the draft and picking people like Alex Leatherwood, a tackle from Alabama, and just going through it all and just trying to fill holes and also give Trevor Lawrence some weapons, because the last thing we want to do is to roll out this quarterback and not have an offensive line. But when it comes to our weapons, I think as of right now we're in a good position with James Robinson, Chark.
I want to say that I got in trouble on one of the Jags groups.
Yeah.
Because this guy is always going after Minshew, right? Just always, oh, Minshew, he's garbage, he's garbage, he's garbage. So very rarely do I comment. I just kind of like peek in, But I was like, listen, you can't blame everything, and I put it in all caps, everything on the quarterback position. Right. And he said, oh, here comes one of the Minshew women groupies or something like that. And I'm like, no, I love my team. I don't care if it's Luton, Glennon, Minshew, Lawrence, Fields, does not matter. It could be freaking Tom Brady. Nobody is going to be able to quarterback correctly behind that offensive line. And I refer to them as overpaid hot garbage. But that's
honestly, if the Texans were smart in 2002 and drafted for David Carr, I think David Carr would have had a great career. But they didn't, and they ruined his career because he got sacked. He holds the 1st record and the 3rd record for getting sacked most times in the season. That's terrible. I mean, it ruins a quarterback. It really does.
I mean, that could be the fault too, though.
What's that?
So that could be the quarterback's fault too if he's holding the ball too long.
Yeah, but also,
which I didn't watch, so I don't really know what happened.
While I was watching the David Carr, as soon as he hiked the ball, he was getting hit. I mean, it was terrible. But the Jags had something to do with that. They hid Tony Pacelli's injury from us, and we drafted Tony Pacelli first pick of the supplemental draft, and he never even played it down for us.
Right. But I mean, I also think, I also think it's like the other side of it is that we talked about the player. We also talked about the offensive line, but it's also the coaching. Because, I mean, if you look at, this year, Jay Gruden comes in there and doesn't give those guys an option to say, hey, you're going to drop back and find the open receiver. No, you're going to have a read, and then you're going to either throw the ball away or run. And that's the thing where if we put all those 3 pieces together behind Trevor Lawrence, I think we'll have success.
So then the question that I have is then, assuming you guys get Trevor Lawrence and the draft goes the way that you want it to, at that point with that team, with how everything is now, how far are the Jags away from actually being a contender again?
2 years. I
That's
think.
crazy.
I think.
Say-
I think.
I said
I
it at the
think.
same time. 2 years.
Yeah.
Three
I
to
think you
four.
get a. I say 2 years because I really don't. You know, the defense is. I know we got smoked by the Ravens, but they've shown promise in the last couple of weeks, and we're rolling out there an undrafted rookie safety. We're rolling out there people that aren't going to be starting next year, and with the amount of picks we
And
have,
and you have Todd Wash, who is absolutely
right,
terrible.
and on top of that, you have $84 million in cap before we even cut anyone to spend. I think that this year is the rebuild year or the reload year, and then or next year and the year after that is going to be when you see us hopefully make big enough strides, or where we can start talking about potentially either going 500 or making the playoffs.
You can also make trades for draft picks too. Like I know a lot of people want Schobert, that linebacker. Y'all picked up this.
Keep them,
Uh,
keep them, keep them.
so
I mean, how many more trades can we do for draft picks? We were like, Jaguars were like crackheads at one point. They're like, hey guys, you got any more of them? Got any more
Yeah,
of
and
them draft picks?
they've proven it's not about the draft picks; it's actually holding on to the people you get from them.
Right.
Yeah, they don't get.
But the problem is you got to figure out who is the right person to re-sign. Was it Marquise Lee or was it Allen Robinson? I mean, it's just dumb stuff like that
That's
that
upsetting.
David Caldwell did. That you should have re-signed A-Rob and not re-sign injury-prone Marquise Lee.
He's
You
a
know
free
what I
agent
mean?
next year, ain't he?
A-Rod said he would come back to Jacksonville too. I'd be like,
Oh, signing
In the heartbeat.
tomorrow.
Actually, I want him on the
He's
track.
playing with shitty quarterbacks, so I guess he would want to go back, huh?
Yeah.
as opposed to washed up ones that are made to look good by a beast of a running back. Like confusing.
Speaking of the Titans,
That's a nice segue, Sam.
right. What a segue, Sam. I like how you did that.
Well,
I'm really
so-
good. I'm really good at segues. You know.
So with that being said, Jacoby, tell us about the Titans
Man, the game Sunday. Adoree was back. We finally been waiting for him to make a comeback. He's been out the whole season. He played like 25 snaps. Nothing really big. I think he gave up like 2 catches. The offense was cooking like usual. Tannehill was out there slinging dimes, not like a washed-up quarterback, but like a quarterback in his prime. Derrick Henry was doing his thing. Corey Davis.
Talking about, was that a shot? Was that a shot?
What's that?
Because the thing, no, I'm just saying, was that a shot? Because you said washed up quarterback. Because that was a shot. We're going to revisit this later on.
That's what Sam said. Tannehill.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay.
He
Yeah.
said
It's
not
okay,
like
it's okay.
a washed-up quarterback. He said like one in his prime, but he's not. And has he ever been? This is probably the most prime he's been. So, it's okay. Go ahead, Jacoby.
He's 32. He's still semi-young. But yeah, the offense did his thing. If you guys look at that box score, it looks very close to the Colts game. The score for, I think it was 46-25 or 45-26.
45-26, yeah.
Like the Colts
Hey,
game.
also, what that box score looked like?
What's that?
The Texans and the Lions. It's the Lions. Of course. I mean, it should be like that. I mean, come on, man. They're terrible. Every team except for the Jags have beat the Lions. Like, it's
Pretty bad.
and they destroyed and every team destroyed them. So I mean,
No, you're right. The Lions they're not good. I mean, Stafford is a baller. Don't get me wrong. He's a baller, definitely. He's throwing no-look passes out there, doing his thing. Our defense is just not good right now.
hey,
I got a question. Or if y'all know how to rush the passer, man, come out to tryouts.
I got a question for you though. How did Vic Beasley do that game?
Vic Beasley is a trash can. He's a goddamn thief.
That's Zach
I
Felton.
hate Vic Beasley. I like Clowney. Now, Clowney's a good player, but Beasley is a trash can.
Clowney's a good player. Where?
No.
Ask him about Zach Pascal.
Listen, Zach Pascal went ahead and blindside blocked him into the shadow round when we played the Raiders last week.
Yeah, against the Raiders, I saw that.
But
Hey, I do gotta say the Derrick Henry memes of him stiff arming that defender are golden. I love I hate when he stiffs arm people because of the memes, but these memes here lately have been hitting the spot. I think there was one where it says the guy who got stiff arm said wanting a PS5 for Christmas, and Derek Henry said socks and clothes for Christmas. You know,
So I'm
Yo.
just for shits and giggles, since we're talking about, washed up quarterback and stuff. I decided to pull up his stats throughout his career.
Okay.
So last year was the highest completion percentage. This year is the second highest in his career. So both times have been with the Titans, right? He's thrown the 5th most yards he's thrown in his career. And his touchdown percentage is the highest. His interception percentage is the lowest. So, and he's got the best record. His only better record prior to this year as a quarterback would have been in 2016 at 8-5. Oh no, 8-5, because I'm assuming
Well,
he
if
didn't
you
play
like him so
he didn't
much, why
play the
don't
whole
you just
season.
trade a draft pick
So,
for him?
but what I'm saying is this insinuates to me that he hands the ball off a lot to Derrick Henry and that team.
Wait, I do have one question though.
I didn't know that's where that was going.
To kind of
I knew
defend
that's
Ryan
where she was
Tannehill a little bit, is that
You're not
you
allowed to
know-
do that. Stop. Nope.
Well, hold on. No, time out. Is Taylor Lewan back yet?
No,
No,
Taylor's
he's out forever.
Since we beat
Okay.
the
Is Isaiah Wilson starting?
Isaiah Wilson's a trash
Nope.
can.
Nope,
Okay.
he's partying right now.
He hasn't played.
So the Titans are still playing at a good enough level as they were last year, maybe even better, without their starting left tackle and their first round draft pick. I think that's something to be proud of.
But I'm
to be
saying that
honest.
these stats show me right here that they are good because of the run game.
Okay,
I-
so let me
I hate
let me
to tell
put that
you
to rest
that
right now.
I-
Let me put that.
Wait.
Let's hear it.
I know we've had this discussion,
All
but no,
see
but I
is
know what
pigs,
Jacoby's
all I
gonna
hear-
say.
Let me put that to rest. Okay, and I'm gonna do that right now. So last year we had Marcus the first 6 games, and Marcus was playing like trash, wasn't doing much. Getting
I thought he was a goat.
he was his first 2 years before he
The
broke his leg.
Titans, Blake
Jaguars
Bortles. Yes.
Thank you, Jaguars, for breaking his leg, because then he was a trash can after that. Derrick Henry wasn't doing anything then when we had Marcus. He didn't start taking off until Tannehill came in, because teams started to respect the pass a little more. And then AJ started to come up. And now Corey, you guys see who Corey is. Corey's always been that player, just never had a quarterback that could get him the ball. So, I mean, Tannehill does more than just – he's not a game manager, because our defense is trash. You need to have a defense to be a game manager. Let me tell you that. So he has to go out there and sling it, and he does a great job doing it.
To Jacoby's defense, Tannehill's not that bad of a quarterback. He just could never stay healthy in Miami. I mean, he did take the Dolphins to their last playoff game with Adam Gase as their head coach. So, I
think it's really cute that you guys are standing up with Jacoby during this episode
watch-
because
just
it's his
watch
first
the-
time
watch the
commentating.
I'm not. I mean, I don't.
That's
I
not
don't.
why.
You're forcing me to, Sam. You're forcing me. Like I
So
don't
let's-
want to, but you're forcing my hand. Like
So
don't-
let's also
I get
let's
it.
be
I get it, Samantha. I get it.
so let's be also completely realistic about the fact that if you have a good enough run game, you're killing a lot of clock. Not only that, but the thing is, if you're killing clock, that means that you're giving the other team way less time to be on the field, so they have to make a play. Derrick Henry, because of the fact that he's a great running back, he demands 6, maybe 7 in the box, and then people playing back. If he isn't as good as he is, you're going to have people who are going to play back in coverage, and then you're only going to rush maybe 4, 5 at a time. You literally have to respect that, and because of that, I think that actually helps Tannehill because it's going to open
Here's
up
another
way more
interesting.
lanes
Here's
in
another
terms of
interesting stat though, which I don't know where they rank. How does the Titans' offensive line rank? Are they pretty high?
When it comes to pass,
No.
they're like 20 in their 20s.
run blocking.
Okay, so I'm shocked because this is the lowest amount of times he's been sacked out of any season. By a lot.
Is Jones still? Is he still hurt, or is he back in the
Yeah,
game?
no, Jones is starting. He's playing well.
They got
Our-
good
our
interior
line
line.
is solid.
Their interior line's great. I think they're very underrated, but like Justin said, you don't have your starting left tackle or your right tackle. So
We're on our third string left tackle. Like
Yeah.
the backup to Luong got hurt.
Well,
But-
Jacoby,
go back.
before we move on to our divisional game, where are the Titans going from here? They going all the way? Where are they going?
The Packers are going to be tough just because we can't get a pass rush on anybody, not even the damn Bengals with their practice squad players. But I still think we can pull that out because the Packers can't stop the run that well. So I see us beating the Packers, beating the Texans, and then, I mean, we'll go from there. Playoffs.
So you're going to beat the Packers
not-
because they can't stop the run. So you're going to agree that Derrick Henry is what's holding your team.
Listen, Sam.
Yeah,
Derrick
kinda-
Henry, yes, he's the MVP of our team, but Tannehill.
You're not.
Yeah,
Derrick
you're welcome. He's from
You're not beating-
from here. What's up?
You're not beating the Texans. You're not going to because you're going to make the playoffs and you're going to have to sit your starters. So you're not going to beat the Texans.
I don't know. I guess we have to beat the Texans if the Colts beat the Steelers, though.
And
It
not
depends
only
on what
but the
happens
thing is,
with Colts,
You have
Jags.
to realize the Texans right now are doing nothing but trying to ruin people's day. I mean, they don't have a first-round pick, so they're not playing for anything other than the fact that they're just trying to piss people off.
All right, it's pride at this point.
So, yeah, you go into that game thinking you're going to beat them Texans all you want. Deshaun Watson going to run for 400 yards.
If we lose to the Texans, we got no business doing anything in the playoffs, honestly.
Well, like
Well, if
Matt
we-
said, it would depend on. I think it a lot depends on what happens with Jags Colts. You know, because
we're
at that
losing.
point,
Well,
you've already,
it has a lot to do with the Ravens. It has a lot to do with a whole bunch of teams. Like
Yeah.
they can make a wild
Yeah,
card.
right.
So,
because if
You
you
do
end
gotta
with
say,
that
yo.
and you've already clinched it, what's the point in hurting people for
right.
a win?
So-
Do you
playoffs.
really believe that the Jags at 1-14, knowing you're going to get Trevor Lawrence, are going to go out there and try to purposely win, knowing that you
No.
can
Our
actually
head
give Trevor
coach,
Lawrence
Sit 'em
back?
our
all.
head coach said that this week. Did he not, Justin?
He's an idiot. He's getting fired.
He
It doesn't
literally
matter.
said,
What?
He's getting
He-
fired.
he literally said, I know everybody wants what I cannot remember the direct quote, but he essentially said, I know everybody wants us to lose out so we can get Trevor Lawrence, but Jesus Christ, literally, I know he said that. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
I'm
We're
trying to win.
ball games.
And
So-
I said, dude, if he's trying that hard, I'm going to go personally buy him a U-Haul and bring it up to TIAA. Like,
So there's a comment in the chat. It says the AFC South has no pass rush.
That's a lie.
The Colts.
We
The
got
Colts. I was about to say the Colts have a
Before
pretty.
Well,
Buckner?
hey,
What?
let's
Right.
use that. Let's use that right there as a segue into Colts Texans and Josh Senior and his son Josh Senior Jr., aka Matthew Briggs, and Chris Jackson. Go ahead and take over this segment.
Go ahead, son. Go ahead, son.
Can I give one of my famous analogies? All right. So here's describing the Texans play. You have a toddler, right, playing around, and you get this whiff of like a nuclear meltdown. You open up her diaper, and it's this big ass turd. That's the Texans gameplay right there. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it was terrible.
As a
Yeah.
mom, I totally get that analogy.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate you can respect that. No, I mean, Texans do what Texans do. Give your hopes up. Look like you're about to upset the Colts, and what does Kiki do? He fumbles the ball in the end zone. It's just
That's a great play. That's a great play by Darius, though.
it was. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying
about Leonard, to be honest.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm just saying it's just a lot like the Titans first game. We should have beat the Titans if we had a competent head coach and kicked the field goal instead of going for 2. We would beat the Titans. If we had a good head coach and against the Colts and not get a safety, we would beat the Colts. It's just 2021. Let's go. Come on, let's do it. Come on. I'll take Dobbs. I'll take Dorsey. I'll take Riddick. Come on. I mean, any one of y'all come to the dark side. Like I don't care about the head coach as long as you get a good GM. I'm all right. I'm okay with it.
Until they hire Bill O'Brien again.
Fuck
Then
you.
you care about
Don't
the
wish that he won me.
Yeah, right. What's
Josh
gonna happen?
Daniels.
Look, in the
Guess
wide
what's gonna happen?
In the
Jeff
wise
Fisher
words
is going
of
to get hired. Jeff
in the wi-
Fisher is going to be the Texans coach.
in the wise words of Ricky Bobby, don't you wish that evil on me? All right? Don't. How dare you, sir? God, I hope you stub your toe.
now that we got the nuclear meltdown out the way, Josh, give us the lighter side of the game.
Well. I felt like Red Fox, man. I had a big one again. I was about to have another heart attack.
Louise,
Because it,
Louise, I see you,
man,
Louise.
because another nail biter, man. I mean, it came down to giving Watson some enough time to have a game winner, and I didn't like it. And then first play, he scrambled for like 15 yards, and then Xavier Rose late hit him out of bounds and gave him 15 more yards. And then he come the coast killer, QT, made plays. I'm like, oh my God, not again. And David Johnson, the bum, he made 11 catches for 100 and some yards. I'm like, oh man, we about to lose to these guys. And I got here to the Texans. Rose all week. And here we go. Our bend but don't break defense showed up and made a game-changing play again to seal a win against the Texans and sweep them as we always do.
Hey, Josh, I got a question though.
Yes.
I got a question. Hey,
Always.
Don't Kiki play in the slot?
Does he get playing slot? But no, he's playing on outside now.
Oh, he was on the outside?
He on the outside now. They got no receivers now. So he on the outside now. He's starting with Henson.
Okay. I thought he was on the spot cooking Kenny Moore.
Hey,
he was on the outside.
You forgot to mention.
Don't try that. Don't try that.
You forgot to mention.
Listen. All that trash y'all talking about Malcolm Butler, y'all wasn't saying nothing when he got planted like a fresh fern by Jonathan Taylor.
When, the first game?
Yeah, I'm talking about when oh no, he's the best tackling cornerback in the South. I'm just like, best tackling cornerback in the South, because he got sat down. He got sat down like like they were teaching him how to use a potty.
Hey, y'all forgot to mention though. We had a practice squatter come up and also burned you twice for 100 yards.
That was a blown play. That was a blown play. It was a blown play.
Chad Henson.
It was a blown play, man. He still only had 50 yards.
Practice squatter, Chad Henson.
Listen,
I know you don't know.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, that's fine. But you know what? The people that I want to make sure that we highlight that don't need to go unnoticed are KQT and Nick Martin, because they are the MVPs of this Colts team.
Nick Martin.
Shout out to them.
Who's Nick Martin?
Nick Martin was the center in the first game
that snapped that ball.
That fumbled the ball.
Yeah. So, but you're not seeing though. Like I mentioned Chad Henson. I think now Kiki's not under Bill O'Brien's death grip. I think he's loose to play. Everybody is writing off the Texans because we don't have no cap room or no draft picks. But y'all forgetting one key player, and that's Deshaun Watson. We get Will Fuller next year. We fix some interior linemen. Bro.
Will Fuller not on PEDs is only going to last 5 weeks.
Listen,
can I say something about that?
You got to resign him.
Right. That's the great thing, though. Like,
can I say something about that really quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
A lot of that, I feel like the entire time everybody was talking about Bill O'Brien. Sorry, I got my daughter with me. She woke up. She won't sleep. A lot of the times when people were talking about Bill O'Brien and how he was a terrible coach, I don't know if you said it, Matt. I think I might have to call you out and say I believe you did say it. But a lot of times people were saying that, yeah, he was a terrible head coach, but he was a good GM.
I said he made some smart, like the Tunsil move was smart.
Yeah, but you would not be in the situation that you're in if he was a good GM, because.
But remember what I said after he traded DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of Skittles and some Uno cards. I said he was completely god awful trash and deserves he deserves to die a fiery death. Like that's
Ooh,
retarded.
so
Man.
extra.
Retarded.
Being so
It's,
salty.
yeah, I'm salty. The dude, like DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins wasn't going to change the season. He wasn't. Our first 4 games was out the dirt dirty. The NFL was like, hey, what teams should we fuck this year? Oh, the Texans. Here you go, guys. I mean, there's no way we're going to be 1-4, 2-2. We're going to be 0-4 no matter what. No matter who we had, no matter what.
Well,
Who's up for
the one
contract
thing-
extension?
Will Fuller is the only one for the Texans that's notable. I mean, we already gave everybody else contracts that don't need them.
Watson signed this year. What about J.J. Watt?
J.J. Watt has one more year after this year.
What about David Johnson?
He has 2 more years.
Okay.
I think Cooks has 2 more years too.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Texans. I don't think it's necessarily people writing off the Texans because I mean you guys did decent given the circumstances, just with a couple of boneheaded plays made in times where you could have sealed games. But the thing is, it's like this offseason is an important offseason, but the thing is, in terms of there not being necessarily a whole lot of cap. But then also you don't have a lot of draft picks. So the thing is, in that case, what are you doing in terms of making wiggle room?
So this is what whatever team's coming in, this is what you need to do. You're not going to get what you paid in for Cooks. You're not. But you can get a third or fourth for Cooks. He's worth that. Trade him. Get rid of him. Bye. See you later. David Johnson, I don't care if you get whatever, you're cutting him. He's trash. He's old. He's trash. Now you go to Green Bay Packers and you go to Pittsburgh Steelers because they're going to have a high draft pick anyways, 28 through 32 for the Packers. And you say, look, we got a 3-time defensive player of the year. Y'all can't rush. Y'all don't have a pass rush. We'll give you for a first-round pick. It's a low second-round pick. That's basically what it is. It's a second-round pick. Let's be honest. I'll take it in a heartbeat.
Or JJ?
Steelers
Right? Why
will
would you
never
not? Why
do
would you
that.
not?
The
They're-
Steelers would never do that because you're leveraging your cap and your draft pick for a
But
guy
they did.
that's
But they did it.
aging.
They did it last year
For who?
for that safety. He's 31.
Minka Fitzpatrick? He's
Yeah.
23 years old.
He's not 23. He's aging.
No,
Minka Fitzpatrick. He's
No, he's
23,
been
bro.
like 2 years.
A year or 2 with the Dolphins.
I'm gonna have to look it up, but I don't think he is.
All right.
Now, Joe
Listen.
Hayden, they traded for, yeah.
But they're a win now mode, so why not?
Josh Senior Jr., have you let your daddy talk yet?
Go ahead. Yeah, I let him talk.
I talk.
Okay.
I'll punish it. I'll punish it though. I'll punish
Terrible.
it later on.
He said something that got Josh Senior Jr. triggered, and then this is the tangent that we've been on talking about the Texans.
You should know better than to trigger your daddy. Come on now.
But the thing is, everybody's like, you got to re-sign Fuller. Yeah, this help. Nobody's going to want to touch Fuller. So this is say, hey, prove yourself. Here's a contract. Stay healthy. Quit doing drugs. Join their program.
Hey, you leave Balco Bill alone.
He can't do both.
You leave Balco Bill alone.
Stay healthy and don't do drugs. He can't do both.
All right, but this is a prove it year. Like, look, what was it? Was it the drugs? But you also can't say when he's not on the field, he's not a threat. Because every time he touches the field, the dude balls.
Yeah.
He balls out every time.
For 5 games. For 5 games.
Because
Well-
it's hurt.
He kills the Titans.
Before he got suspended, the total amount of games he missed was 13. That's not good, but
In 4 years.
That
was a
averages
full
out to about 3 a
season.
year.
in 4 years, that's not
In
terrible.
4 years, yeah.
I mean,
That's pretty bad.
as a receiver,
As a
That's pretty
receiver.
bad.
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Eh,
'Cause
now when
Is
you have
that
the best
why?
receiver next to you, like who's Will Fuller? Like there's DeAndre Hopkins. Who cares about Will Fuller?
I mean, I think that's the trend in Houston, right? JJ Watt plays like 4 games, then he's out a season, then he comes back and plays 2, and he's out the rest of the season. So I think they're just accustomed to their players only playing half a season.
he played a full season 2 years ago. He played a half season last year. He plays a full season this year. And every time he plays healthy, just like Will Fuller, when he's healthy, He dominates. Like he's one of the best defensive ends in the league right now.
Right.
Who?
Well, listen,
JJ Watt.
listen, we are now about to go ahead and wrap it up, but there will be plenty more of this on next week's. I believe we'll be in here, but prior to that, depending on what your belief system is, I don't know what it is. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you decide on, that's completely up to you.
Yes, Merry
Um,
Christmas. You forgot
Yes,
Santa.
very much so. Oh, and as a matter of fact,
London,
also,
say Merry Christmas. Say Merry Christmas.
Matt, were you, as I can recall, the Texans lost.
You sit on you sit on the throne of lies, sir. I was gonna let you know that. Since we're in the Christmas mood, I'm gonna quote some else. You sit on the throne of lies, sir.
So Matt, I got a question. Well, I know I have a statement. Why you didn't bet me profile bet me 30 days for against Swift?
I mean, I tried. He wouldn't do it. You know my hey, don't be coming on the podcast and trying to front.
I wanted you and Chris.
I told you. I said let's do it. You didn't respond to me. I said let's do it. You know my record against you. I'm undefeated. All right.
I'm trying to break that record. I'm trying to break it.
I'm the Miami Dolphins. All right. So don't come at me with that smoke because you don't want it. All right. I'm telling you.
Let's make another one. Let's make another one.
What is it?
We sweeping y'all next year.
I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take it right now.
All right, well, this is all recorded, so this is fantastic. Oh, by the way, also, I know we haven't done this in a while, and while Sam is over there wrapping up her child doing their best Baby Yoda impression, we're going to also go ahead. How can we reach each of you on social media? Twitter, Instagram handles, however it may be.
I'll go ahead and start. I'm at Sammy Football on Instagram and Twitter. But I also want to give a shout out to somebody really famous that I met this week.
Jesus Christ.
Name dropping. Go ahead.
His name is Santa Claus. Santa Claus, yes, he was the man. No, but for real, if you're in the Jacksonville area, way better than going to the mall. His name is Santa Claus Ron. You can look him up on Facebook. It was awesome. He read to the kids, and now he's got mine like this until Christmas Day. So, yep, that's it. All right, Matt, go ahead.
Listen, first off, Santa Claus Ron, he sounds like a meth dealer.
What he does on his free time is his business. I just know he was the man and he was the best Santa ever. And
He probably has a whole warehouse of turbo action figures.
I'm telling you.
He was absolutely amazing. Seriously, he looked like the real deal.
Nobody
I loved
likes you,
him.
Turbo.
And I told him I'd give him a shout out on my podcast, but then I have to have these jackasses ruin it and talk shit. But if you want to see the pictures, they're on my Facebook and Instagram.
You could have left it at Santa Claus. You didn't have to add the Ron part.
I'm just saying that's how you find him on Facebook. Santa Claus Ron.
That just sounds like a plot to a movie like Bad Santa.
If you look up Santa Claus on Facebook, you dinglings, you're not going to find him. I'm giving him a plug. I'm giving him a little plug because he was the man.
Well, he is the plug, so what are you talking about?
Oh, I can't with you.
I got you.
All right, go ahead. Where do we find the rest of you on social media? So this will shut up.
You got me at Fan Battle Briggsy at all of them. Anybody else?
Find me at two-team Tesma. No, I am Josh Senior on IG and Twitter.
You can find me at the real Jacoby Covington on Twitter. That's my handle. No impersonators,
As opposed to the other Jacoby Covington.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, we thank you all for tuning in this evening. Like we said, download the Sports Host app. Join us for all the trivia. And we hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas Hanukkah. Good night.
I appreciate y'all having me on. I appreciate it.
Say night.
We forgot the predictions.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. If you want to jump on, you're more welcome.